Nora Tauta. Professors Tēnā Korua. My name is Michael Diamond. I have a two-part question. First, a small part. Would you please sign my copy of the Spirit Level letter? Second, bigger question. On Wednesday evening, Professor Pickett made a connection between inequality and civic participation. As I understood it, the greater the inequality, then the smaller the civic participation or involvement. My question then, is it fair to say that any government that promotes inequality can expect to have lower civic participation in both local and national elections, and may therefore expect to benefit from the growing civic apathy they have generated?
Well, it does include voting. There are a number of studies of composite measures of civic participation. That does involve things like joining associations, belonging to a faith community, reading newspapers, there's a whole range of things, but it does include voting. And there are a number of studies of the relationship between income inequality and voting alone that do show a connection. Your question is rather cynical. And your point may be right, that by allowing inequality to grow, any government that allows inequality to grow is excluding people, and when people are excluded, they do feel politically excluded as well as economically excluded. Whether or not that leads to apathy and therefore them not ever participating, I think remains to be seen. There are other studies that link income inequality to higher prevalence of rioting and internal social conflict. So I think it would be a very short-term solution to ensuring that you remain in power, and perhaps not the wisest.
I do think that the influence of money in government and politics in many countries is a really serious problem, and I think that the tendencies are exacerbated by increasing proportion of poorer people not voting. I saw a recent study looking at policy issues where there had been public opinion polls where the incomes of the opinions of the surveyed people were collected. So you could see the opinions of poorer people, middle people and the rich, and they related the opinions to what the final policy decision was. And overwhelmingly, policy decisions went in the direction that a rich minority would have wanted them to, and not in the way the majority of the population would. That was an American study collecting data over several decades.
Hi, thank you very much for coming.